this place is so special to me. I wanted seven.
The financial part of the sport is, probably the most difficult for any family trying to, make a name for themselves. I was lucky enough that my parents have a successful business up in New Jersey. It's an excavation company. They work construction, and my dad busts his ass every day just to, earn a check to put into my bike and, this property down here. And it's kind of hard to swallow the fact that basically my parents are going broke just to, help keep me as a rider, floating above the surface.
I can't say that I wouldn't do it all again, but I spent every dime that I have. I withdrew my retirement plans that I had built up, which is probably not smart, but you get into it, you get to a certain thing. I believe in Luke. I believe what he's going to do, and it'll all come back. But the whole family has worked, the entire time with this.
When you're running a construction business and fuel prices rocket up to $5 and something a gallon, it hits the construction business really hard. But it's getting better now. But '08 was definitely a tough year. When we ended up going south for that winter, my parents actually dropped me off, me and my brother, with $1,500 in cash, and they said, when you're done with this, we're done. We're going home. And
at that moment, I really learned what a budget was and really what $1,500, how far it doesn't get you. We were eating ramen noodles and rice cakes for a long time. We wanted to stay down as long as we could, stay down south.
Learn how to make the money kind of work for itself. My brother would change someone's tire for them to cook us dinner, so we didn't have to buy dinner that night.
I believe, no matter what level of income that you make, if you're in the sport, you will spend what you make. If you're well off, you will spend that much more on it. It's just that addictive, I think,
Not really wanting to fail my parents, I guess, was always in the back of my mind. I never wanted to see them giving their all and not be able to give my all. And I think that's been a big help in my whole career, was that, they're working as hard as they possibly can to, see me succeed. And my whole family gives everything that they have for me, and it makes it really easy and really gratifying to be able to give back everything that I have and see them all smile at the end of the day when we win a Loretta's title, or just like last weekend when we top 10 our first Supercross. It makes all the hard work and all the sacrifices worth it in the end.
And I went in to a bar, like a proper redneck cowboy bar, for the first time in like 20-something years, and I went in there and I saw the same tricks going on, same stuff. I could hardly breathe because people were smoking. I couldn't stay for the whole show. And I saw the same tricks going on, and I just say to you, like somebody said to me one time, wise up. Just wise up a little bit. You see all this noise?
should I go and hunt for
Bit your
steak?
tongue. You threw my frisbee in the thorns and I have...
I didn't even come close. I didn't even come close.
I had to duck.
No, you didn't.
Duck, duck, goose.
Uh-oh.
Harry Potter! I could see where he is. You see the...
I can see the ripples.
Go get it, Stu.
Does Stu swim?
He sinks.
Yeah. We used to try and get him
He's
to
like-
swim. He hates it.
I wanted to race Josh Hill. I want to race the best guys, and I want to win. So I really worked hard leading up to Loretta's, and really, tried my hardest and getting everything dialed in, fitness-wise and everything like that. I went to Loretta's the first moto, and I can remember before the race even started, after practice, I had Mike Guerra and Paul Lindsay came over to me, and they set a contract for me and my dad, and it was a contract for Moto World Yamaha, and it was for $40,000 in a new Toyota Tundra truck. And I looked at it, and at the time, I'm a 17-year-old kid, and I'm like, no, like Josh Hill's got a factory Yamaha ride, and Dungey just signed with factory Suzuki. Like, no, I'm better than this, and just pushed it off the table. And I went into my first moto, and I remember going from 4th to 1st and like thinking, I got this thing, like I'm gonna win this race. And then I just, I don't even remember anything past really about lap 8. And then I just remember waking up in the medical hut, and I'd gotten heat stroke. And I remember at the end of the week, we were like, hey, we want to do that Moto World deal. We went back to them, and they'd signed Sean Hackley already for it. And I was just thinking like, oh no. And then after that, I got kind of like a trial run with Star Yamaha, and I just completely blew that. I frickin' DNF'd a lot of outdoor national motos and just didn't have a good showing with them either. So I went to before Loretta's thinking I was like, way up here, and then after Glen Helen Final National, just being like, what are we gonna do? Like, I've just blown every opportunity.
They don't get paid enough. Top 5, yeah, they get paid enough. Top 10 even, they get paid enough. From then on, every single rider is not making a salary. They're making money that they make from the AMA or Feld or whoever it is. Jimmy could go out and get a salary in a 9-to-5 job, and every week he comes home with X amount. And yeah, he's risking his life. Yeah, anything can happen at any point, but he would be miserable if he did do anything else. You have to take it with a pinch of salt and almost pretend like there's not the risks and just deal with it and move on with it. And yeah, they don't make the money that they probably should, but they're all gonna do it because they love it. And that's what they've been doing since 4 years old.
She was gonna go home, and I remember talking to our attorney, our lawyer, and she was like, oh, she doesn't need to be going back home because they're not gonna let her back into the country if she goes back. So at that point, it's like, then you really gotta make a decision. Okay, she's gonna go back this time, who knows when she's gonna be able to come back.
The amount of times I had been in and out, every time I was getting asked why I'm coming back in, am I working? And I'm like, no, I'm just hanging out with this guy. And it just kind of got risky, and
it was just right then and there. I remember calling her parents and saying, hey, I'm gonna propose to your daughter, and is that okay with you, I guess? And whether or not it was or it wasn't, they weren't gonna tell me no either, because they knew I cared about her. And
I actually knew nothing about him gonna propose. It was totally like a normal proposal. It wasn't like we decided to just do it. He proposed like anyone else would. I was completely surprised.
A year and a little bit later, just after meeting her, we got married right then and there. And then
there's no way we would have got married that quick, but we'd be married by now, 100%. I'm English though. I wasn't really bothered about marriage. It was something we needed to do, but now it's just, we're just a married couple, and that's how it is.
going over the bike a little bit after the heat race. You know, no changes are being made so far before the main. We'll keep an eye on the track and see how it develops, but as of now, pretty happy with how things went in the heat race. Came out 5th, and you know, exactly what I wanted, a little bit better gate pick for the main than I've had in any race so far this year, so excited to go out for the main and try to put down 15 solid laps in this brutal conditions out here. You know, having as much success as I had at Loretta's, I kind of know firsthand that rides aren't given out just purely based on your week at Loretta's. A lot of people think that you go there for 1 week, and if you light the world on fire, you'll leave with a paycheck and a contract for the next year with the factory team. But, you know, really, my whole amateur career was exactly the opposite. You know, I could win as many races as I possibly wanted to, but it seemed like the teams kind of, you know, they had picked out in their mind the kids that they wanted to give a chance and the other kids that they kind of just wanted to look past.
I remember the day he won his first title at Loretta's in the schoolboy class, and we all sat around the phone thinking that, you know, someone was going to magically call and you know, you made it. Congratulations, all the hard work paid off. But it was really like, all right, can you do it again? Everyone was always like, if you could just do a little bit more. When he got the title again in 2013, this time in the A class, again, we all sat around the phone and were like, here we go, like you did it. You did it twice now, you won Loretta's, you know, and that's the biggest amateur race in the world. Nothing happened. So we said, you know what, it's never gonna happen. We're just gonna work and we're just gonna beat everybody with whatever we got.
I don't know, I was, you know, told when I was young from my parents that you don't have to, you know, tell everybody, you know, how good you are. You know, go out and show them. And I kind of like raised the boys that way. I said, you know, we don't need to be walking around here, you know, bragging or, you know, and me as a father wasn't going to a whole bunch of sponsors. And, you know, I figured when they saw him, they would come and do something for him. And I don't think that was maybe the way to go to get the extra help, but.
The amateur industry, it's all a big game of politics, it seems. And maybe my family was too quiet at times.
He's always had to work, you know, a little extra hard, I think, to show his goods, because, you know, we weren't out just parading it.
You know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. You know, I think the way we did my amateur career was well worth it, even though I may not have came out with the biggest ride or the biggest sponsors or the biggest paycheck. I think it's going to benefit me in years to come in my professional career.
Hey, so are we doing a 30-minute moto or 20?
Act casual. Is it true that the camera ends 10 pounds to me, you know?
I'm gonna go ride.
Hold on, but wait, before you ride, let's get a Snapchat. So, because if you don't get a Snapchat, you didn't actually ride. Yep, there we go. Oh man, you railed that turn like Ken Block. Keep it on the course, man. Keep it on the course. Oh my God, K-Dub. There he goes. Oh yeah. Yeah!
Did get this section 6 times in a row now, though.
I mean, you're basically the best there's ever been.
Yeah.
I think you should just race your 250 against Roxy this weekend. Send him back to Germany. Call you Diesel. You're going to take over. Are you scared of the Daytona course?
I'm not scared. I'm excited. Excited for every chance I get to throw this bike sideways and bring it back under my legs and land it.
You were supposed to say, "Are you kidding me?" Unless there's dead bodies. Oh, let's try again.
Yeah, Kody's he's a funny guy. You know, he's unique for sure. You know, I think that's the right word for him, is unique. He just, I don't really know how to explain it. You know, he's always looking to get a laugh out of people, and you know, making jokes at people, and you know, just making up his own words. And
He can read me and I can read him, and like I don't have to say nothing mean if I'm disappointed, because he'll see it in my face. And like I can see on his face, you know, if he's struggling or what it is, and we just read each other so well that there's never really conflict. It's really fun and light for the most part.
You know, whether it's weird, perverted Snapchats or you know, streaking down the yard naked, you know, just to make someone laugh. He's just a funny guy. He's always looking to kind of brighten somebody up, and you know, he keeps me young.
I had the Crossland Racing deal last year, and I really felt like I was going to be more of a part of the growth of that team and everything. I put a lot of time and effort into it, trying to build a group of people that we're going to be good working with, and we're going to build a good structure.
When you are such a huge part of it, it's hard to separate, you know, like the racing and motocross to your home life. Like, it is your home life. Everything, every day, every morning, every phone call. Every time he gets a text or I get a text, we're both like, who's that? What do they need? What's the update?
You know, it just didn't end up working out. There's just, the owner had a different direction. Didn't really want us involved in the management or the ownership of the team. And which that's fine, you know, it's your money, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So, you know, we kind of butted some butt heads a little bit, and you know, ended up splitting ways. Whether it was me splitting ways or him cutting me off, I really can't even tell you what it was. You know, like I don't even know kind of how it ended. We just ended up not doing it the next year. So I'd met Jimmy Sloan because he owns Milestone MX and Paris MX. I'd met him the year before, just, you know, through some people, and I'd advertise his track and he'd let me come out there and ride. So Milestone was a sponsorship, and let me know that he just bought Arm Energy and he was all pumped on it. And so I kind of just pitched the idea to him, and you know, he was all about it. So it's like all of a sudden it's like, okay, game on, we got a new venture we're gonna try to go. And then before you know it, you know, I got motorsport involved, and then Yamaha wanted to step up to the plate, and then Fly Racing and WPS were down to get in, and then we got a rig, and then we got it wrapped, and then we got a rider, and then we got, you know, mechanics, a crew chief, and then it's like all of a sudden we got the whole crew back together, you know.
We're responsible for everybody that is on our team. We're responsible for making sure the sponsor money comes in and that we give them their paychecks. We're in control of everything. You know, any money coming in, it comes to us. Anything that happens is, we are responsible. So if someone's not been paid, it's down to us to make it happen. That's a huge stress. But then when you've got people's lives, they have their own lives, we have our own life. You know, he makes money from the races, but you know, he hasn't got a salary or anything. So that's the biggest thing I think that Jimmy stresses about, and then I stress about too, I think, is make sure everybody's happy. Everybody has to be happy, paid, got what they need.
One door closes, the other one opens. So we're on this venture, and I couldn't be any more pumped with our program, what we got going on. We're definitely in it for the future. You know, we're gonna be doing Supercross in years to come, and you know, like I said, one day hopefully little kids are gonna be wanting to ride Farm Energy Racing.
got done with the main here in Daytona. It was tough. It was a tough one for sure. It was everything I expected out of Daytona and more. But came out of the first turn decent. I got into the first turn like with the lead pack and just kind of I got tangled up with a couple guys coming out of the first turn, which set me back a little bit. Probably came around the first lap around 12th, something like that. And I got a good flow going at the beginning of the race. I found some good lines. And once I came up on a group in front of me, I kind of got stuck. It's like it's so ruddy that really one rut is the main line for everybody. So I ended up just taking a silly line, trying to pass someone and crash, and that was kind of the end of my float right there. I tried regrouping after that, but it was hard to get my flow back again, and just kind of salvaged 14th place. It was a tough one for sure. Not really what I was expecting, but happy to come out of here safe.
I might not have, had the results, like I said, that I've wanted or I've expected or even other people have expected of me, but it's pretty cool when you're sitting and you're signing autographs on Saturday and your lines, you gotta finally be like, man, I have to have people tell me, like, you got practice coming up, like, you got to stop signing, and people are just stoked that, they're getting my name scribbled on a piece of paper, having a picture with me. Like, I mean, that's pretty stupid, to think that and to look back at that. So, I mean, I must be doing something right, because at the end of the day, like, I always tell people all the time is, like, the way you make money in anything is to make sure people want to be like you and people want to do what you do. And people kind of see the way I live my life and the way I'm kind of, I definitely look to the outside people like I'm just relaxed, carefree, definitely just have a good time. And that's something that people like, and I feel like they're like, shoot, they're envious of my life, obviously. And that's when I go, man, I really, truly am lucky. Like, I'm so glad that I have the life that I do. So, it's a cool thing.
For me, I think it's always just been kind of the freedom, You're able to get away from everybody, talking this and talking that, and, all the little gangs at school growing up and everything like that. You're able to just kind of get on your bike, strap your helmet on, and the world becomes silent, and it's all up to you on, what you make of it. So, I've always been more of like a quiet kid and always like to kind of do my own thing, and I think it's perfect for me to be able to, suit up and just kind of be in my own world out there on the track and doing what I love, and at the same time, I love the fact that, working so hard towards this career kind of keeps me in line, I like the work ethic behind it, and I think it's, definitely made me a better person, and, everything about it has, really made me who I am.
So what do you cook that tastes really good?
Huh?
What do you cook that tastes really good?
Mashed potato.
Do you have one thing?
Oh, did I cook?
Yeah, what is
I'm
the...
pretty good at making cereal.
Oh, what? Put in the middle. Okay, about pouring it out.
One thing he can do is make coffee. That's the only thing he can do.
No, I mean, I cooked my every meal for myself for like, every single meal without eating out one meal for 3 months.
Well, then why don't you do that for me?
Because it tasted awful.
I don't care if it tastes crap.
So say it's gonna come back much the same.
Okay, let's do some tricks for the camera, Harry. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Good boy now. Talk to me. Talk. Good boy. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Good boy.
We gotta take y'all to the skate park and do it now. We went there again last night.
You serious?
We went on the scooters.
You guys ride scooters more than dirt bikes.
You gotta stay sharp, man. You ever heard of cross training?
Yeah, we've gone the past 2 nights, man. We didn't leave till like 11:45.
I wouldn't say slagging it.
Knocked the hole in that target so big you can't even see it anymore. So accurate. I think I put every bullet in the same exact spot. Unbelievable. Top shot. My mechanics top tech. They're just champions out here at Dreamland. It's good.